Everybody, this is Jason Matthews. I'm here at the office, and I know yesterday, a lot of us seen a lot of craziness that has happened in the world, in the stock market, the Dow Jones average, where we saw the stock market, the Dow Jones average, the S&P, and NASDAQ drop between 1.5% and about 2.1% on the major indexes. And all of that was because of Evergrande China. So what I want to talk about, what is Evergrande? We're hearing about Evergrande. So what I wanted to do today was just to educate you on what is Evergrande and how does it affect your money and why there's such an uproar about it. I know today the stock market had a big upswing, bounced back a little bit from yesterday. So let me tell you guys about Evergrande. Evergrande China is the biggest property developer in China. And if you understand China GDP, which is the gross domestic productivity, 20% of it comes from real estate. And their biggest company that was doing that was Evergrande China. With that being said, they had $300 billion in debt from it. They're building in they have 1,300 projects that's across 280 cities. If you look at the United States, we probably only have about 100 major markets. So this is a huge thing. And talks was this could be possibly the next Lehman Brothers because of the debt. So what happens is this. Last year, China made new rules to control real estate development and its debt, as he saw that home prices and was going up and up and up out of control. China has 9% of its homes and real estate are 9% of its population are homeowners. So they have a higher percentage of their people who are actually homeowners when doing the United States. So Evergrande has been established in 1996. People have been giving deposits for their money for development projects they have never seen in China. With a $300 billion in debt, the cost to service that debt, which is your interest payment, just like if you had a credit card, you might have a $10,000 limit, but to service that debt is going to cost you a certain amount of money. For them, it was $84 million. Because of this new law, it made it harder on the clamps that Evergrande could do. And because of that, they were selling properties at a major discount. In return, they were saying that they're unable to service this $84 million in debt, which is a huge thing. Because they were selling these projects at a major discount, the values of homes were going down because of these new rules. People are wondering, is this the next Lehman Brothers? Because now they can't service the debt. This $300 billion, which is the biggest amount of any publicly owned real estate firm in China, is now possibly default on that. Because of that, the stock price dropped 85%. The Hong Kong exchange stock market has dropped, and we're seeing this huge thing that people, at the same time, it's hurting a lot. It could possibly hurt a lot of people. The people who have made the deposits could lose all the deposits if Evergrande busts. You see companies that are associated with them who might have been the architecture or the construction companies who have been paying their people might have major losses because of it. And Evergrande is not just real estate. They own tons of things. They have an electric car company. They own a soccer company. So all these other things could just go in default and lose as well. And so we're going to possibly see that. So what they're fearful of is that there could be a credit crunch, which means that the credit would drastically tighten up where it's unable, in China, companies and individuals, if might be next Lehman Brothers, could tighten up, and this could be a major credit crunch. We don't know how it's going to affect other companies, and we don't know if other companies are going to have a default on their own property as well, as 20% of their economy. Give you guys a heads up. Our 20% of our economy is healthcare in America. Imagine if you see the biggest healthcare company like Kaiser file for bankruptcy. It would be a huge thing. Or you hear about them having financial issues. So these are something we have to consider is how is it going to be the ripple effect for them? And the companies wide, is this going to be not just Lehman? Because remember, after Lehman, you had an AIG, you had Bear Stearns and these other companies. Is that going to be the same thing as China? As China is the second biggest economy in the world. And so we really don't understand what's going to be the ripple effect of that. And that's why people are cautious and worried about, is this the Lehman Brothers of China? Do I know if they're going to be one? No. I'm not. But what I can tell you is this, that our United States and China is very interconnected. We see that more and more about our supply chain and the issues that we have. So anything that's bad for China is going to be bad for us as far as our economy. If they're tightening up on their credit crunch, how are they going to do for the U.S. debt? as 14% of all U.S. debt is owned, I think 10 to 14, let's go, of all the U.S. debt is owned by the Chinese government. If they have a credit crunch and we're right now asking for a debt ceiling, how is it going to affect us, our economy, and the debt we have, especially when we're talking about increasing our with this 3.5 trillion for infrastructure here in the United States. So I know this is a lot. I just want to give you guys a briefing on what's going on. What do I see? Just want to educate you guys as we're hearing talks about that. If you guys do have any other questions, make sure you email me at matthewsfinancial@gmail.com or give me a call, 510-229-7608. If you're an expert, you want to talk more about that, reach out to me also. Love to hear you guys experts on what's going on, how this affects us. Also remember, historically wise, the biggest downturns and crunches in the stock market, as usually traditionally, are in September and October. We have downturns. I don't know if we're going to have that again, but that's just something to be aware of, as historically that's going to happen. So anyway, hope everybody have a good day. Talk to you later.